I do believe I am live. Nothing important to see here. I am just working on my glitter craft and watching some videos on the YouTubes, trying to get my everything set up. You'd think I'd have it ready by the time I got online, but okay. Trying to make sure I've got my workspace where I can see it. You know what happened the other day? Day before Halloween was our anniversary, mine and Mr. Miller's, and he pulled all kinds of strings, knowing how frustrating my phone is to me, and knowing how many things I want to do on my phone and how many things I try to do on my phone, and how very difficult it all is. He found an iPhone for me that it's refurb, but I guess it's a really good one because I think it was pretty costly, certainly for us costly, you know. But he made it happen, and I've got a new to me iPhone 8, I believe, coming my way Thursday, so in just a few days. So I'm pretty jazzed about that. That he said that was my birthday, anniversary, and Christmas gift. So I guess he's off the hook. He's making up for the birthday, and now he's off the hook for Christmas. So, okay. But I thought it was extremely sweet of him. And he says, you deserve it. You deserve it. So, cool. It's going to make things a lot easier for me because I'll be able to. I've got an iPhone SE, and they're very small. They're the size of like an iPhone 4. I don't know if any of you ever had to have an iPhone 4, but they're quite tiny, miniature, a good size for about a 10-year-old girl. So, and I have felt blessed and very glad to have it because it's an iPhone and it was brand new to me, which is always wonderful. And pleased to have it, but it is so difficult with the little case I have on it, which is not a big or thick case at all. Just kind of barely functions as a protection for it. With it on, I can't. There are buttons on my keyboard that I can't reach without having to take the case off. And sometimes I have gotten so mad because I can't properly click on something because it's so miniature that I've just thrown my phone across the room. I have. I'm a kind of a fit thrower sometimes, and I gave it the heave ho. It just makes me so mad and so frustrated. I've been trying to sell things online and do stuff that will generate a little income, help us along because we both have some debt that needs to be paid off. My ultimate goal is to get my debt, which is nominal. It's not a lot, but get it paid off and then get my credit looking better because I have just one thing that's hanging over my head, a Cox bill from way back that I was just mad at them, and I was like, screw you, come take it out of my hide. Well, now I've got shit credit because of it, and so I'm gonna fix it, make that right. I don't know how long it will take. I really am financially, I want to use the R word so bad because it's the only thing that really works. That's how I feel. I'm slow and not up to snuff on financial things for my age or for being an adult. Um, but hopefully it won't take too long. I think they call that having new credit when you pay your stuff off, and a lot of places won't really give you a line of credit because it's a new credit. Have to prove yourself, I guess. Come on, gold. So I was afraid using this gold as yellow that it wouldn't look right, but that's gorgeous. Looks really good up against the red and pink. And of course I'm losing some of the definition of the petals and such by gluing the glitter over the black outline, but I'm probably going to come in with some string, some heavy string or little tiny ribbon or something to come in on top of the glitter and accentuate those areas. That's the plan. Used to be youngins, I'll tell you about it. Used to be back in the old days, in the 50s maybe, but 60s for sure. People would make these wall hangings that would be just, a piece of wood, board, whatever. And then you'd go in first with the black cord and you do all the outlines and then come back in with, sometimes it'd be little pieces of glass, little tiny pieces of colored glass, I think, or maybe plastic, probably plastic. Or you'd use like little pebbles, little colored pebbles, or almost like fish tank gravel. And some would be, you'd use rice and beans and dried edibles, food things. And whoops. And yeah, make your art like that. Sometimes you'd use some fabric as the base, like some burlap or something. And I actually found one of those. They were great for hanging in the kitchen usually. And I found kits somewhere here, kind of in Northwest Arkansas. Anyway, not my neck of the woods anymore, but it was close to where I was living at the time. Little thrift place, like a secondhand kind of new but old. So I found all sorts of neat craft kits from the 60s there and bought up a few of them. And I got one of the kits that was the pictures like chickens, I think, a chicken and a rooster, if I remember correctly. And I made it, and it was a lot of fun. I made it, and then I gave it to my sister for Christmas or birthday or something. I don't remember. Because she also is really into vintage stuff. And I thought the colors, come on, the colors might go with her kitchen. And if not, she can always redecorate to match it. So, excuse me, I've always had my eyes open at thrift stores and flea markets and stuff for some of the neater ones of those, poodles or something. I don't know. I'm much more kitschy. I was talking to my sister. I sent her photos of something I found on Instagram. Really pretty room. This completely done in vintage 50s, I would say, mostly 50s stuff. And it's just adorable. But it's like nice stuff. Wakefield furniture. Wakefield, there's another name in there. Like Wakefield Harris. Furniture, really beautiful. Iconic for the era, but what you'd have in a nice, upscale house, a classy lady house. And and I sent it to her because I knew she'd like it. Very elegant. And I said, sorry, there's no poodles and say no poodles or flamingos. And she said, oh, or cherries and polka dots. And I thought, shit, the poodles and the flamingos and the cherries and the polka dots are totally totally me. I am the trashy, the lowbrow, trashy vintage has the classy stuff. I fancy the little tiny TV set, salt and pepper shakers and flamingos and palm trees. Tiki stuff. My sister likes the tiki stuff too, but she likes the more sophisticated, which I do too. I like it too. It's just it's hard to find that stuff, but it's easy to find the silly kitschy stuff. And that was the more common furnishings was the little trashier, cheaper stuff, of course. But if you're a rich lady, you can have your Wakefield Harris furniture. I'm trying to. I guess I should go ahead and put some glitter down on that. Trying to make sure. Ugh, what is that? Looks like potato. Could be. we do some interesting. Meaning John does. He's an awesome cook. And he's always. I forgot to go around and clean that up. Well, luckily it takes the glue a little while to dry with all the. So I have a bit of time to clean that up. And honestly, if I had been thinking, I just didn't want to buy anything else to go into this particular craft. But if I had been thinking, I would have gotten some of the stuff you can spray on first that gives it a little grit, gives your surface a little bit of texture so it hangs on to paint better. Um, because on my male skull, there was an area where I'd really messed it up. It looked terrible. Come on, glitter. It looked awful, but I found peel it up, so I'm a little concerned that these are going to be fragile. Here, let's use our brains, Madam Took. My friend Atson, I met him online 25 years ago in a BBW chat room on IRC. He is one of the most peculiar and wonderful people I've ever known. He's all kinds of just unique. But he calls me all kind of tushy gushy stuff, and he doesn't like to call me by my real name. And Atten is not his real name at all. But it took years before he would tell me his real name, and then he absolutely held a knife to my throat and said, "You are to never call me this. Do you understand? I hate it. I hate my name." So, all right, Ralph. I won't call you that. I'll just call you Atten forevermore. I don't think he watches my videos unless he does it secretively. He's always had his computers absolutely full. He's a hoarder in every sense of the word. And he digitally hoards, as do I. I've gotten a little better about it, but and his computers are usually too full for him to view large photos or go watch videos. And then that computer died, and he got another one, but he got a really good deal, and it was a, well, I didn't think it was a good deal. His friend screwed him really, but it was a very old Apple computer, and his friend charged him hundreds and hundreds of dollars for it. And somebody had somehow managed to break off in the headphone jack, and he couldn't get it out, and he couldn't hear anything because there was forever headphones plugged into it. And that was ridiculous and sucked. And I tried to talk to him about maybe getting a Bluetooth speaker for it. I was gonna buy him one. Never would answer me about it. Anyway, and that one died. Every time his computer gives up and he vanishes, I think, shit, this is died. He finally died in that hoarded house. They'll never find him. And then he'll pop back up. Oh yeah, my computer died. Sorry, it took me 3 years to get another one. Well, meanwhile, I've been searching all the obituaries and stuff looking for him. But he'll probably outlive us all. He would probably disagree with me that it's a hoard. It's more of a collection. When I first met him, he was every day having his mother drive him to all of the thrift stores in their area. And he would go in and buy bags and bags and bags and bags of books and records. And if he didn't get out and get at least one new record and book every day, at least one, he would have like mental problems from it. It would give him horrible anxiety. So the house, including the basement, became absolutely full of very interesting books and beautiful record albums. And yeah, he's a very interesting person to me for many reasons. Many. Anyway, I don't know that I've ever really mentioned him on here, but he's been a major part of my life since, remember when I was married? Or, well, no, I was not still married when I started my YouTubing, but he showed up in some of my old videos, old Chris, and what was I going to tell you about back when I was married? Derp, I do not know. Oh well, unimportant. Let's see, while those set up a little bit, I think I'll go down to the chinny chin and work on some of this. I was watching, I don't know if I can, guess I could watch a video while I record or while I'm live, but I'm sure it will reduce the quality of my video tremendously. We have very, very slow internet, and I was very grateful for it because it was very inexpensive internet. But it was $10. I get it from AT&T because I get food stamps. So they have a special deal, which is very nice. $10 a month, but it's so slow, and it was okay there for a while because I grew up with poor television signal. We stream all of our TV. I stream YouTube mostly, and it was not always a great picture. Sometimes it's really bad, but I was like, okay, I grew up in the 70s with rabbit ears, and that's fine. There is just glitter everywhere, everywhere. Everywhere. But, and that was okay, but now that I've been doing YouTube more and trying to do more business things online and sell some stuff, make some money, it's just maddening. Some things are next to impossible to do. So the video I put up yesterday took about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and it was, what, 10-minute video? And then it was the wrong video. I'd accidentally uploaded the unedited version where I was obviously in a huge amount of pain, and I really didn't want that to be. And then I yelled at John because I had told him I am hurting so bad, and he helped me get everything set up. And I was like, now be absolutely quiet until I'm done with this. And he's like, okay. And he bops off to the kitchen and then starts talking to a cat in there. I'm like, shut up. Please be quiet on set. So, and I felt badly about it. So I was like, that is not going up for the world to see me yelling at him and crying about my eyes hurting. So, after an hour and a half of not being able to use our phones or watch anything on the TV, um, I saw that it was the wrong video and I had to delete it as quickly as possible and then upload the correct one. It took another hour and a half of nobody being able to use any internet stuff or watch TV or so we talked about it. We found a slightly higher speed with slightly, but we've worked it out. I'm gonna cancel some things in my life to make room for that expense. And he's supposed to get off a little early, and we're gonna go vote. Every day, every night I say, tomorrow we vote. We go vote, we go vote, and we agree on it. And then something happens every time. Something happens. So we're going to make it happen today. I'm not waiting until tomorrow. I'm going to mask up. I may double mask. I've heard they have things set up, though, where it's safe. So I'm not too concerned. I was watching Who Is She Is Back. Y'all, I have Conundrum. I find some of the things that these reaction channels say to be funny. Some are just mean, and I don't condone just meanness out of meanness sake. Or being mean to somebody just because they're overweight, as obviously. I'm a big old gal myself, sporting a size 24 most days. So, but some of it's funny, and some of it is deserved, and it's not because they're fat, it's because they compulsively go online and lie to their viewers, or I don't know, there are other reasons. And so and it's, they say on her channel, they're like, we're a bunch of mean girls. And I don't like to be a mean girl, but I'm fascinated by it's drama. I mean, it's internet drama going on between the big girls like Life by Jen, aka Jennifer Gwen Ann. I mentioned her very briefly in one of my Vlogtobers where I was showing you how close I grew up to a child murderer. It's Jennifer Gwen Ann, aka Life by Jen. And I would not make fun of her for her weight or her disability. Who the hell would I be to do that? And she actually reminded me that she used to be one of my viewers. I knew she looked familiar. I knew she did when I started seeing her channels talking about her. I was like, yep, she looks really familiar. And then I convinced myself maybe it was because she looked like somebody in my family. Kitty! Stella Marie Laveau! Cats are losing their minds today. So, and I for her disability, but there's some things like they call her wheelchair. She has a very large, wide electric wheelchair, and they start calling it Big Wheelie. And I think that's funny. And I call my wheelchair Big Wheelie as well now. And there's some of it that's very funny, but when they start getting mean, I gotta duck out. So if any of y'all see me ever in any of the hater chats, sometimes I watch Yaba. Think I've ever taken part in her chats, but I'm not there to be mean to anybody. And I'll make little comments because I like to say things that crack other people up. I do. It's just like one of my big joys in life. So like one time, okay, her Jen's boyfriend's name is Gene. I think they seem like a very loving, very sweet couple, and I wish them all the best. And I don't like to disparage people or say, "Oh, he's cheating." A lot of the women are like, "Oh yeah, I bet he cheats. He's a side chick." I think it's cruel. Shut up. For one thing, Jen doesn't need to hear that and have some sort of seed planted in her head. Secondly, he seems to be with her most of the time. Anyway, whatever. So I would never participate in that. But video he did where he was outside with pots and pans and some drumsticks. Guess he's a drummer. Just doesn't have a drum kit available to him currently. But I mean, I was watching and kind of enjoying the whole thing, and I'd named him Jammin' Gene. I was like, Jammin' Gene on the pots and pans. And they thought that was funny, and they, kind of called him Jammin' Gene there for a little bit. Saying that, I would never say anything that I would not want to say right in front of them, to their face or right in front of them. So, I don't know, I figured she wouldn't mind Jammin' Gene. That's something I'd call him to his face because it's funny without being mean. Anyway, if you ever see me in those things, notice what I'm saying and note that I'm not saying or speculative things about other people just because they are large and or disabled. Aren't I great? Oh, I do worry about that sometimes. Actively being a mean girl. Why would I support it? God, I don't know. It's funny. They say funny stuff. Sometimes I say funny stuff. I enjoy taking part in the Learning to Be Fearless's little fashion show she does, modeling her latest beige attire that she's paid way too much for her, but her taste in clothing is atrocious. But then again, so is mine. It's just her style. But she could do better. I think some of us big people get so caught up in, I want to have fashions available to me that are available to average sized people. And I want to have this look, and I want to look this way. But then it's not figure flat. This trendy outfit you looked at and admired on the website, but it doesn't look good on you. Did I smash that? No, I didn't. Sometimes I'll lay my hand right in it. Why am I doing this long ass, boring ass feed live? Because I'm lonely. And what back at? So, I know some of you are lonely too, and you like to just have somebody rattling on endlessly in the background. I'm here to fulfill that need. I live, if you can hear noises, road noises, I live in town, but right in one of the busiest areas of town where there's on ramps for the highway and a gas station right on the corner, and we hear all the sirens, and people stop at the gas station next door and do loud shit and have their basses booming because they're so cool. Oh, I wish I knew that guy. So freaking cool. My stomach's growling. I think I need to go get some cereal. And I need to go take a shower, and I need to get dressed because John supposedly, if he at all can, going to come home early, and we're going to go vote. We're gonna vote him out. We're gonna vote him out. Choo choo. Choo choo. Yeah, my blood sugar's getting wonky. I need to go find some cereal. There we go. Made a little progress. Yep. Bye, y'all.